Hello and welcome, Spinal Hygiene Doctors. Hopefully you can see me and hear me just fine. I'm going to click around here and double check on all of our pages, make sure we're live and we're coming through. You should be able to watch me inside of the Facebook Live, private Facebook Live group as well. Yeah, there we go. Good. All right. Well, today we're going to jump into a subject that is very intangible, if you will. So almost all of the trainings that I've been doing over the last, I don't know however long we've been doing this, probably since we started Spinal Hygiene Doctor, 4 months, 6 months, 8 months, I don't know how long it's been. But every training we do has been very practical. It's been very step by step by step. We talk about how you set up lunch and learns. We talk about it's the day 3 process where you sit down with the patient and you go through, you schedule them for the dinner. You go through asking them if you can come to a lunch and learn at their place of business. That's one way. The networking, where you say you're looking for a PR person or a person who owns a business that can help you set up lunch and learns. We train on how you can do phone calls, right? And the sequence of procedures of events of how you set those lunch and learns up. But one thing we haven't really touched on as much, I mean, like the whole spinal hygiene movement technically is mindset, or a lot of it is, but we also get into a lot of the science, the specifics, the exercises in these trainings. And I really haven't talked a lot about mindset in general. One of the reasons was because I've always been a procedural guy. I've been a person that was like, well, let's find out how the most successful people run their office, and let's look at their procedures, and let's take those procedures and let's put them in my office, right? And it hasn't always, and you probably know this, it hasn't always extrapolated to, like, if you do the procedures that person does, you get the results that person gets. It hasn't. And one of the reasons why, obviously, is because of the mindset. The mental strength, the where that person's coming from, the confidence, the all the things that are intangible but are so vitally important that make up our mindset. Okay. Now, recently, in fact, this year, I've been investing in myself a lot in masterminds. And if you follow me on Facebook, you notice I've been to Puerto Rico masterminds. I just got back this last weekend from Austin. From a big business mastermind. And in these masterminds, there are huge, like, chiropractors specifically, like chiropractor who's doing millions and millions of dollars a year. I got to hang out with this weekend. And there's also other healthcare professionals and online marketers, and even a guy that actually runs a parks and recreation huge businesses for different cities. He helps them set up parks and recreations, and they do millions. So it's like I get to hang out with these people, and we talk about procedures because I'm a big procedure guy. So I'm like, how do you do this? How do you set up this? What's the steps? And I'm starting to see that we have a lot of the same procedures. I mean, I'm like, okay, hold on. I already knew that. I know that. I know that's what you're supposed to do. I understand. I get it. I totally see the whole procedure thing. But why is it not producing millions and millions of dollars like it is for that person? And we really hit on this weekend at this mastermind in Austin. I got to talk to some hugely successful people. And you hear this. You hear Patrick Gentempo talk about mindset. You hear Chris Zaino talk about mindset. And the whole time I'm going, yeah, but what's the procedure? Because mindset is so wishy-washy, right? But no, after this weekend and talking to these people, I am 100% convinced that success is the majority, the cause or the reason, or comes from the mindset. That I think it's so much so that we should really just focus on the mindset like 75% of the time. I think, now don't get me wrong, and I'll go deeper into this. I think we should master our procedure. I think we should own our trade, right? I think we should be great technical chiropractors and technicians if we're adjusting and those types of things. But the mindset is invaluable. It is, and I'm just learning this, and that's why I'm sharing it with you. when I'm trying to take myself and my business and my chiropractic offices to the next level, like, I'm seeing the only way to do that is to master myself and master my mindset. And I know that sounds so weird and so intangible, and like, how are you going to make $1 million just on changing your mindset? And I don't know the exact answer to that because I'm so procedural minded and driven that I'm like, how the world is just having more confidence, more passion, and more certainty going to make me $1 million? It just does, because it leads to conversions. And conversions are the only thing that actually make money. You understand that? Like, your procedures could be exactly the same as someone else, but if someone else is converting more, they're making more, they're more successful. And all those intangible things such as mindset and confidence and certainty, those are the things that lead to conversions, because conversions they're basically intangible. You know, you can't say that I'm going to convert this person, or I'm not going to convert this person, or I'm doing, if I do this, it will convert this person. If I do this, it won't. You can't, because that person's emotions are intangible. So we actually have to change some intangible things inside of us to get better results. That's how I believe, because I'm going back to this procedure, man. That's how I believe changing your mindset actually works. So anyway, that's what I want to dedicate today's training to, is complete mindset, and going through each section of what we do and what the mindset that I try to come from, or the mindset that we need to come from. First of all is the mindset of success. Now, you know, I took a few notes, so I'll kind of be referring back to these. I was preparing for this, but basically, we want our procedures down. Okay, so we talk about, here's mindset, here's procedures. We want our procedures down just so that everything happens without huge mistakes in our office. And we want our procedures down so that like, if a person enters our office, they will be taken through to the end. That's how you want your procedures to make sure that your procedures take that person through to the end. But outside of that, we want our mindset to be, look, we are the solution. Not a solution. We are the solution for the patient that's coming in our office. Now, try to stick with me and throw out all your doctor thinking, okay? Just for a second. Just for a second, put it aside and say, hold on, I'm going to throw out this. Everything needs to be a placebo-based, double-blind study-mindedness right now, and I'm going to listen to what Dr. Tabor has to say, okay? So minus that doctor thinking, like, you need to somehow convince yourself that your office is the solution, that that person coming in is not going to get anywhere else, and you're the last chance that person has to get a solution for either the problem that they know they have or the problem they don't even know they have, okay? That's what I've noticed when I hang out with these highly, highly successful people. Like, I'll give you an example. I'll even use a name, Zaino. I mean, I would call him one of my best friends now. We hang out, we get to train together, we get to talk together. Nobody in this entire world that I know personally, nobody is as convinced that his office is better than any other office in the world, that it will get every result for every patient that comes in. He's convinced of it. Like, even though he loves me and appreciates me, like, he would probably tell a patient, no, you don't want to go to his office if you can go to mine, because mine will fix you and correct all your problems, and like, it is the only solution. And then, you know, second best, you might want to go to Tabor. You know, like, but that's good. That's the mindset me and you, we've got to start developing, is, look, man, we are the solution. I'm going to walk you through it, because I'm going to talk about the mindset behind spinal hygiene and why this can help us so much in understanding that we are the only solution that people have, okay? All right, so and basically, let me move into that, okay? Because spinal hygiene helps us to think clearer about what we're doing for a patient, okay? The bottom line is, people's spines are degenerating right now in our society. Like, this is not debatable. This is not something that is you know, that you need to go check the CDC for. Like, this is not something that I'm telling you, that this is not debatable, that people are coming in with more and more spinal degeneration than they ever were before. And there are articles, there are studies, some of the recent ones that I've read show 96% of people will have spinal degeneration by the age of 80. Now, we already knew this, but there's actual studies and statistics that show 96% of people will have spinal degeneration. Their spine will rot by the age of 80, okay? 85% of people will have spinal degeneration. And we're not just talking a little bit of disc loss here, okay? We're talking bone spurs, degeneration, like degenerative disc disease. So 85% by the age of 50. Now, there are studies and articles out that show younger and younger ages are subjected to this now, and it's spinal degeneration, degenerative disc disease is happening at younger ages, like in their 20s. 37% of 20-year-olds, 37% of 20-year-olds have significant spinal degeneration now. And then there was a study that was done by Swedish researchers that showed, or Scottish researchers that showed 9% of 10-year-olds have spinal degeneration. Now, I don't care if it's significant or not. There is no 10-year-old in the world that should have any signs of spinal degeneration. Like, that's just ridiculous for you to even think that should be some normality in 9% of 10-year-olds having spinal degeneration. It's crazy. All right, so look, those are the facts. Now, we know what causes spinal degeneration. We know it's imbibition, lack of imbibition, and Wolff's law, misalignments, causing stress points that would cause calcifications and bone spurring, right? So we know that misalignments, decreased range of motion, and unbalanced musculature, those types of things, cause wear and tear on the spine. Now, of course, we know that car accidents and football and like all these other things could cause wear and tear on the spine as well, but that's out of everybody's hands. Those are random, right? We do know that there are some definite things that cause that. So then we do know if we can correct those things as much as possible, we could prevent spinal degeneration. This is why I always use the dental analogies, because the exact same concepts hold true in dentistry. You don't have to brush your teeth. In fact, people in the early 1900s did not brush their teeth. But you can brush your teeth and actually see results, right? So if you brush your teeth regularly, you will actually see results. That's not debatable. Me and you are so clear on that right now that I'm totally confident. I'm not even a dentist, but I can tell you if you brush your teeth every day, you'll see results. I can literally tell you that. Why? Because I know that a buildup of bacteria in the teeth caused from a lack of brushing and eating all that food will deteriorate your teeth. And I know that if you brush your teeth, that you will eliminate some of that bacteria, not all of it, but a good portion of it, and you will, over a long period of time, prevent tooth decay. Okay? So look, we are that confident in dentistry. Just the only reason is because it finally got accepted by the public. But for decades and decades and decades, brushing your teeth wasn't really accepted or done by the public. In fact, like dentistry had a big fight in the early 1900s trying to get that pushed and get that going. In fact, dentures were getting very, very popular. And it was just, it was just a normal thing to go into your 40s and have dentures. It's not like that anymore. So we're looking at the exact same thing here. All right, now let me share with you why that helps. Not only, hopefully that's self-evident why that should help your confidence, all right? But look, we're saying, in our office, as chiropractors, as board-certified chiropractors, which nobody else can do, we can correct subluxation. So if that person has subluxation in their spine to any extent, they can come in and they can get therapy in our office, they can get chiropractic adjustments, they can get correction of that vertebral subluxation. Now, we've always had that benefit, or that like nobody else is going to do that. They can't go to their medical doctor and get correction of subluxation. So we've always had that huge value to be able to give people in our offices. But then, you know what, as a chiropractor, I know you've dealt with this because I've dealt with this, is that feeling deep inside of you when you say, man, when I have to recommend somebody come in 3 times a week, or I have to recommend, after their corrective care plan, I have to recommend they come in once a week. I feel so bad because, how can I justify them coming in once a week and all this stuff? And it's like, however many times you recommend somebody should come in is irrelevant compared to what are they doing every single day on a daily basis taking care of their spine. So you have a huge value, not only the value that you could tell them to come in every week or 3 times a week or whatever it is they need. You should feel like that's a huge value that they could step up and pay for. You have a huge value that you could actually give them, that you could teach them, look, if you don't want to come into my office every week for wellness care, whatever. Because I mean, I have a lot of people that come in every week for wellness care, but guess what? At the same time, I had people that say no, that they're not going to do it, and they go home without a care plan. But you know what? I have a huge value. I can say, okay, if you don't want to come in my office once a week, here's just a huge, helpful, valuable set of information that will help you take care of your spine longer if you do this every day. Now, if you do this every day and you come in for adjustments and all this stuff, like, we could really help you. We could really give you the best possible value and the best possible health of your spine and nervous system and for your family. But at minimum, take this information and use it. And then that person has something that didn't even cost them much or didn't cost them anything hardly, and you gave that to them, and you can be confident that you're one of the only people in the world right now giving them that spinal hygiene information. You can be confident that just like brushing their teeth, that will change their life, or that will, at least they will see results from that. And you can be proud because when they are aware of their spine and they do have an issue or problem, you're that expert. They're coming to your office for care. So there's just no way that you or I should not have this mindset of extreme confidence, extreme certainty that, look, we really have something amazing that can help every single person out there, no matter where they are on that continuum of being ready to start care in your office, no matter where they are on that continuum of how much money they have, no matter where they are on the continuum of health, whether they're healthy or they're not healthy. Like, you and I have something that we should be very, very proud of, that we should share with the extreme utmost certainty and confidence that you have what it takes to be able to help that person across from you. Now, through the mindset and through us trying to like improve our mindsets as we go, we start charging more and being more confident in it and being like, look, you could go down the street, but you're not getting me. You're not getting my expertise. You're not getting my training. Like, you've been on these calls every week getting these trainings. That person that goes down the street is not getting this. That chiropractor that person would go to down the street does not have this training, right? Does not understand the concept of spinal hygiene and spinal lifetime care like you understand it. So literally, you could raise your fees and be like, you can't get this information anywhere else. I'll share it with you. I'd be glad to share it with you. But it's just not out there mainstream yet. You can't Google it and find it anywhere, really. I mean, they'd have to work hard. Most of the time, they would never find it, right? And then they're going to get bombarded if they do search for it with a million other things that's going to distract them. They need you to spell it out for them and give it to them, all right? Now, that's what spinal hygiene does, and that's what being in this group, I think, does, and that's what the trainings that we cover here do, is they continue to build your strength, your confidence, your mindset, which I want you to start being aware of, because that's going to be the most important thing that you can do for your success. And in the next week, in the following weeks, we're actually going to dive deeper into the science behind spinal hygiene again. We talked about some of the imbibition, spinal alignment, range of motion, balance and fitness of musculature along the spine. Like, we'll dive into that science, because I think when it comes to being a chiropractor, we need to be obsessed with knowing everything and with being great, being the best in the world at chiropractic. At adjusting, at taking care of somebody. It's the reason why I went through like every corrective care technique out there. I went through their entire program, all the seminars that they offer. Like, think of all the corrective care. I'm not going to name names, but there are corrective care entities out there that teach corrective care techniques. I went through every one of their seminars because I wanted to learn that. I also went through the pediatric seminars. I went through all of them that they offer because I want to be an expert. I want to absolutely be the best that I can be. I was trying to just increase my confidence, and you are already at the level where your confidence should be sky high. You're just mentally not letting yourself get to that level. And I do the same thing. I'm just mentally not letting myself be that confident as I should be, okay? So anyway, I think that's important. I think it's important that we train on this today, this mindset, that we try to be great at technique, great at understanding the methods, but we just have to let ourselves be completely confident and completely certain in what we're doing, because we already have something that's extremely, extremely valuable, and know that the most successful chiropractors out there, they're successful because of their confidence, their certainty, and their mindsets, okay? Now, I want to cover this last thing here, and I think it's very important, and I was listening to a mentor of mine this morning talk about this, and so I just covered chiropractic as a technician, right? The chiropractor as a technician needs to be a really good adjuster, needs to understand his technique, needs to understand the anatomy of the body and dynamic movements of the body, and all those things that, you know, we learn in chiropractic school and we learn post-grad as well, right? We need to understand subluxation and all that, but that's all part of the technician job, all right? Most of you and I listening to this right here, we're entrepreneurs, okay? Now, if you're working inside and you are an employee or a contractor or whatever, you could be an intrapreneur, meaning that you don't just go to work 8 to 5, that you actually want to grow and help your company, right? So we're either entrepreneurs or we're intrapreneurs, but we want to better ourselves. Now, let me talk to all the entrepreneurs out there that own a business. You could be great. You could be the best chiropractor in the world, all right? I know you've heard this before, but look, the only way you're going to grow your business, and I'm not saying that you shouldn't be the best. You should be the best chiropractor in the world, but that will not grow your business. And I had to come to grips on this myself. It was extremely hard. I'm telling you, I'm a procedure guy. So I'm thinking if I could just be the best chiropractor, to have the best technique, that I could grow my business. But the fact is, there are two things that grow your business, and both of them have to do with making money. The only way that you can grow your business is to make more money, all right? Unless maybe you don't need money. Let's say maybe you had a trust fund or something and you can fund everything through your trust fund and you can just give away your care and grow your practice that way. But I'm assuming most people in here don't have this trust fund that makes your practice go, okay? So the only way that you can grow your practice is to make more money. It means you're getting more people in. It means you're taking better care of them because they're referring and you're growing. But that means you are actually making more money, okay? So the two things that make money, marketing and sales. Now, I know that those are the two things that our technician side of our brain tells us are bad, right? But watch this, like any kind of doctor, even if you're a brain surgeon, you might have a really good salary. They might make $250,000, they might make $300,000, $400,000 a year being a brain surgeon. But their income is capped because they are a technician, okay? An entrepreneur who has to deal with sales and marketing gets a bad rap, right? It's that car dealer that's trying to sell something. Anybody in sales gets a bad rap. But the only way a business grows, and I'm telling you, you could hire 1 million technicians. You could hire 1 million chiropractors to work in your office. It's not going to grow your practice. The only way that your practice is going to grow is marketing and sales, okay? So that's when we talk about getting into businesses. We talk about how to do the lunch and learn presentation, how to give a great presentation, but how to close the presentation. And so my mindset going into giving a talk, like I just gave a talk, was it today? Yesterday we did a lunch and learn at an oil and gas technology company next to my office, not too far from my office. And you know, I did the talk that's in the members area, but it was kind of tweaked, it was kind of changed. It was I just kind of gave it because because I didn't want to stick to the script. What I want to do are these two things. Really, really good. When I give a talk, I want to have passion. I want to show passion and emotion, because that's why people buy is passion and emotion. And number two is I want to close. So close means you want to ask them for the sale. So the two things that you want to show when it comes to marketing, okay? When it comes to marketing, marketing is education, but it's delivered through passion and through a call to action. That's your mindset. When it comes to your marketing, your mindset is, look, I want to deliver amazing education that's going to change somebody's life. I want to deliver it with passion, and I want to close. Okay, that's where you forget. You could give all the great information and you deliver it with passion, but you never say, hey, come into my office and get a spinal checkup. If you never say that, they never will. Right? I mean, a couple of them might, but not in the numbers that they will if you say, look, this is what I want you to do next. The next step is for you to talk to Mickey. That's my CA. Talk to Mickey. Look at the schedule. Get you and your family scheduled for spinal checkup in my office. And I thank you guys for being here, whatever. Like, it's like, this is the next step. That's your call to action. So I delivered amazing education. I delivered it with passion. And I said, look, this is what I want you to do next. Everything else really doesn't matter. I mean, it does, because like you want to be able to stand up there for 20 minutes or 30 minutes and actually give a presentation. So yeah, you want to look a little deeper than that. But everything else really doesn't matter. If you could get up there and you just say, the spine should be in a certain alignment, you explain that. The spine should move through a full range of motion, you explain that. The muscles around the spine should be strong and fit, you explain that. And then you say, if it's not, you have a problem. And we need to determine whether you have good alignment, bad alignment. We need to determine whether you have subluxation or not. The only way for us to do that is an exam in my office. The next step is for you to schedule that exam in my office. Look, I just gave a presentation, right? So that I really feel like for marketing, that's our mindset. Great education delivered with passion with a call to action, okay? Now, sales. Sales is important, and sales comes with this call to action that we're talking about at the end of our marketing, and that's very important. So I always think about, and just to kind of sum this up, the whole mindset of this life cycle of our clients, life cycle of our patients. Let me give you a 10,000-foot view, and I like to think of it as a funnel. And funnel is the big new word to use now, right? Because of ClickFunnels and Russell Brunson and all these types of things. So, but a funnel is a really good description of it. You want to think about your patient life cycle, where they come in the funnel and where they end in your funnel, okay? So they come in through a lead, okay? Then they go to, and we're talking about chiropractic offices. They come in as a lead. They go through the new patient process. Then they go through conversion. So then they would go through a corrective care plan. And then they have to go through another conversion at the end of their corrective care plan into a lifetime wellness plan, okay? Or wellness plan. So we're looking at lead, new patient, conversion to care, and then conversion to wellness. Lead, in your office, new patient, conversion to care, conversion to wellness. So in that life cycle, there's 3 areas that have dollar signs by them, okay? So there's 3 areas of these life cycles that are money, money, money. And I want you to just, like, you don't need to have a relationship with money to understand this. Like, remember, money is just value. It's just exchange of value. So there's 3 spots in this funnel that patients and clients come in through our office. There's 3 exchanges of value that help you grow your business. Number 1 is the lead. In order to capture a lead, that person has to give you their name, phone number, email, whatever it is. Even if you're doing a spinal screening, you say, like, we found evidence of subluxation. We want to recommend a further exam in our office. You get a discount. Instead of $197, it's only $117 today. Would you like to take advantage of that? Sure. Great. Put your name, email here, and what time you want to come in for the exam. So in order for you to get a lead, they have to give you their information. Now, information is just like money. Information is value, right? So that's the first step. There's an exchange of value. Okay, I'll sign up for an exam. I'll give you my information. 1. Number 2 is they come into your office and they come through the new patient process, and then they come to the doctor's report or your report of findings or whatever, and then it's conversion right there. That's the second exchange of value, conversion to the care plan. So the first exchange of value was when they said, I'll give you my information. The second information, and they could even call in on the phone and say, I want to schedule an appointment. And then what does your secretary say? Okay, great. Can I get your name and your number? And here's what time you want to come in. So you're still exchanging information even if they call in on the phone. So the first exchange of information is the lead. Second exchange of value is the conversion. And that's where there's an exchange of value. There's money there. The third exchange of value is the conversion to wellness. So the lead, the conversion to care, the conversion to wellness. So watch this. If we're business people and we want to grow our practice, where do we really, really need to focus our efforts? The leads, the conversion to care, the conversion to wellness. So I hope that breaks it down and makes it a lot easier for you to focus, because I know as a business owner, even having 2 offices, that sometimes I'm like, here, we need to make flyers, we need to do workshops, we gotta do training on this procedure, and we gotta do there are literally a million things for you to do every day. But if you simply focus on those 3 areas, it will grow your practice, it will bring in more money, and you're still gonna have problems with your employees and your procedures not working, or it's hard to set up workshops, or it's hard to get people to the workshop. Like those problems don't go away. But let's focus on these 3 areas: leads, conversions, and conversions to wellness. And those are the things that we're going to be training on every week over the next few weeks. Is how do you get more leads? All right. How do you educate that patient? How do you take them through the process so that you can maximize your conversions? How do you take them through that and they go through care in your office so that they maximize and they get educated so they maximize their conversion to wellness? That's what this whole program is about, is helping us to raise our awareness, our mindset, take it to another level of certainty, understand how we can best maximize those 3 areas in our office. So I hope that helps to give you a little bit of a 10,000-foot view of the mindset of a practice. And just know, mindset is so important. It's so important. I'm telling you, I'm 37 years old, just turned 37 on Sunday, and I'm learning this, and I think it's going to help me to explode to the next level. I'm learning that mindset is more important than procedures, and that's been hard for me to grasp. But it really is. So stick with us. We're going to go through more mindset stuff over the next couple weeks, and a lot more procedure stuff, because that's who I am. I'm going to bring you the procedures that you need. But we want to also always look back and make sure we have the mindset. So I appreciate you being on the training today. I'm going to see if we have any questions. Remember, even if you're not on these calls live, you can watch them through the archive, and you can always get access to those. All right, good. Let's see. Okay, we're good. All right, like I said, just email me or text me or whatever you want to do for any questions you might have. I'll always be here, always trying to help you. You guys are my inner circle, and you have anything that you see that I have that you want to know about, let me know. We'll make sure you get it. Thanks so much for being a spinal hygiene doctor, and we will talk to you next week. All right, have a great day. Keep on keeping on. Bye now.